Hi, and welcome to another edition of CSU Matters. This fall, as we launch the fall semester, we're celebrating a couple of very key milestones on campus. First of all, this September marks the 60th anniversary of the first classes offered at CSU. So we're commemorating that all through fall semester. At the same time, as we enter our 61st year of offering classes at CSU, we're launching a brand new core curriculum for all of our undergraduate students. They will come in, and in addition to taking the courses that are required to complete a core, they will be able to choose an inquiry pathway based on their own curiosity about the world. So all of the courses that help them become a better researcher and advance their mathematical skills or their English language arts skills will be organized for them around key themes that spark their interests. We know that when students are interested in a subject, they're more inclined to want to focus and really dig in and learn. Today we'll be talking with a senior administrator who's been very instrumental in helping to design this inquiry core, and two faculty members who teach courses in the new core curriculum. I really want to give a shout out to all of our faculty who have worked so hard over the last couple of years to get ready for us to launch this new inquiry core this fall. Let's take a look. Could you explain what we're talking about when we talk about a core curriculum in the undergraduate programs?
Sure. When we talk about core curriculum in undergraduate programs, typically, and at CSU, we focus on the knowledge and skills that we want every undergraduate student to leave here with. So what are the transferable skills that no matter if you're a nurse or a scientist or a marketing major, no matter what your major, what things do you need to know and be able to do when you leave here?
So we had a core curriculum. Why did we have to change it?
It was developed in 2008, though it was a bit outdated.
Things have changed in the world.
Things have changed a little bit. And also, our core curriculum, our general education curriculum prior to the core inquiry core, was seen by students as a checklist. And so one of the things that we focused on in this new inquiry core is the connective tissue between those things. So not only what do we want them to know and be able to do, but when they leave here, can they talk about it? Can they talk about how their math class was related to their English class, for example? Because we know those skills are used in daily life.
How do you make that happen in a core curriculum?
All of the courses in the inquiry core are taught through an inquiry orientation, which means the students are asking questions, the students are solving problems, the students are applying what they're learning to things that are of interest to them.
With the inquiry core, the new inquiry core, you are teaching chemistry 1, right? Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about that class.
College Chemistry 1 is an introductory chemistry course, primarily for our nursing students and our physical therapy students. Although anyone is welcome to take it, but it's primarily students interested in health professions.
So in the past, when we had a core curriculum that wasn't organized around an inquiry core, did you also teach this class? Mm-hmm. How did you change it as we adapted the core curriculum?
So one of the great things is that science is about inquiry. So it's about asking questions about the world around us, and we're always striving to make it more relevant for students. Think about what would be relevant for them. So like, where does our water come from? So we actually talk about the water treatment plants and that our drinking water comes from Lake Erie. And what happens to that water from Lake Erie until it reaches our glass when you turn your tap? And is it safe? How do we know that that water is safe? And finding ways to make students curious about the world around us and how they can ask better questions.
So in this inquiry pathway, how do you interact with others who are teaching in it, or how did you interact as you were building these courses?
So I was part of a committee where we met to develop the Healthy Futures pathway. And so we looked at what are the existing courses, what has a natural fit, and then also kind of challenge ourselves to find things that weren't obviously a fit for that pathway. So we talked to some of the English faculty to say, hey, could we then have a pathway or an English course, a variety of English that has this kind of flair or flavor to it? So they're then investigating and asking those types of questions so that they could see this theme throughout. And same with math and classes all across campus.
So you teach a class about happiness, is that right?
Yeah, that's what this class is about.
What's it called?
What is a happy life? And that's the question the whole class is really oriented around. is for the students to develop their own answer to that question.
So we heard a little bit from Dr. Jackson about inquiry launch courses. And this is an inquiry launch course as a part of the inquiry core. What's the implications of that for you as you teach the class?
This course is a little different from the other courses they're taking because not only are we covering content, like it's a philosophy course and we're asking this question, what is a happy life, and reading some philosophical theories about that, but then we're also introducing them to various resources CSU has, to just being a college student. And so is on Fridays, we really focus on CSU resources, and then Monday and Wednesday we're kind of more doing the philosophy part of it usually.
I really am intrigued by the role of inquiry in cementing the learning for students. This question of why am I doing these things, and what is a happy life, or how do we think about healthy futures if we're talking about the pathway, and how we may see a deeper level of engagement in the core curriculum because of that from students.
Yeah, because again, the question, what is a happy life, is a question everyone wrestles with at one point or another. And I think, wrestling with it sooner rather than later in a more supportive environment is like a good way to do it. And so I do expect them to get a lot out of the course by just thinking about this question and thinking about it in the context of reading some of the great thinkers have thought, and then being able to discuss their own perspective with the other people in their groups. And so really develop their own perspective on the question of what a happy life is. I hope that kind of puts them in a better position than they would be if they had just never asked the question.